Hey dudes and chicks and neither, if those rules don't apply to you, welcome to Makeup for Lost Time. My name is Katie. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to be popping this palette's cherry. It's the Moonslice Beauty Moon Magic palette, and it's a monochromatic purple palette. And at the same time, I'm going to be popping this palette's cherry. It's the Moonslice Beauty Emerald Moon palette. And though these are complementary colors, I'm going to actually do them both at the same time. So I'm going to have a palette orgy. Well, actually, I'm embellishing that. It's just a threesome. So I'm going to make a baby with these two palettes, and I'm not going to know who the dad is. And if you like to watch, then stay here. So I'm already primed with my Urban Decay Primer Potion and the Anti-Aging Formula. And I'm going to use the color, oh wait, I don't know. The colors don't have names. In Project Mayhem, they have no names. So I'm going to use this like dark brick red, and I'm just going to barely place that in the outer V with my Morphe JH40. That's a pretty color. So it seems like it's not quite as pigmented as what we're used to on this channel, but it is buildable and it is a really pretty color. And so sometimes buildable is better, especially if you're a beginner. I found that when I first started using makeup, the Wet n Wild, I don't know, the 10-pan iconic 10-pan eyeshadow palettes worked really well for me because they weren't that pigmented. So they were a lot easier to build and start small, and they were easy to blend. These palettes, I actually got them on sale on the Moonslice website. It was a buy one, get one free. And so I saw this palette, the green palette, on Teresa's Dead's eyeshadow palette collection, and I saw her swatch like 2 of those shades, and I was like, fuck me, bitch, I am getting that shit. So I got on the website, and they actually had a deal running, so you could buy one, get one free. So I actually got both of these palettes for $20 plus shipping, and I don't even know if I paid the shipping, because I'm pretty ardently against paying shipping. I do not like to pay shipping. So anyway, so if these palettes are really good, you can get 2 of them for $20 and have a really good set of monochromatic purple and green. And you guys know how I love that Hulk shit. I'm going to use my Morphe M506, and I'm going to go into this color, this brown color right here. And I'm going to use that to blend out the edge of this. And I'm just going to go about halfway into the middle of my lid. Well, that's blending really nicely, and those colors are actually looking really good together. And I'm just getting that outer edge a little bit blended. I'm just going in really slow with little tiny amounts of product so that I can really be precise and not go overboard, because I want to try and get as many colors as possible onto this eye look. I should be doing the other eye at the same time so I don't fuck it up, but whatever. And I'm going to again use another Morphe M506, and I'm going to go into this poopy green because I needed to get me some of that. I'm just giving it a little tappy there so that I can not get too much product. And I'm going to go to about right here. You guys can see I'm just being very careful. And I'm going in about 3/4 of the way. I really like that color. That looks amazing. Should I go one more time or should I just keep blending? I'm going to go back into that second Morphe M506, and I'm going to go back in with that warm tone brown that's in the green palette and just fucking lefties, man, all elbows. Now I'm going to use this e.l.f. blending crease brush, and I'm going to use this yellow. Now there is some shimmer in it, which I don't mind, but I have a feeling it's just going to fall off when I place this. And so I'm just going into the inner corner and pulling this around. I'm really going to build it up right here. Okay, so this isn't the best yellow I've ever used, but for 10 bucks, it's not the worst. And actually that's pulling. That's definitely got enough pigment to get it all the way around without, I didn't even get any additional product on that third or that last pull. So there is shimmer, like glitter particles falling all over if that bothers you. If looking like a fairy shit on your face bothers you, then don't do it, because it's there. Now I'm just going to go back in. It looks like that first color is starting to crease. Second color, I'm just dipping into that warm tone brown that's in the green palette again. Now, just so you guys know, this is a mixture of a cool tone and a warm tone. So it's like, if this doesn't work, it's not necessarily the palette's fault. It's mine. With my Morphe M506 back into that poopy green. And I'm just going in and trying to get this blend a little more blendy. I always have a moment where I panic because I don't remember if I fucking turned on my camera or not. Okay, and then back in with my e.l.f. blending crease brush with no additional product. I'm just going to blend out those edges. I'm actually liking the way this looks. It's got good dimension. It looks a little weird, but whatever. Oh, if you guys notice, I'm wearing two different earrings. I couldn't choose a color, and I had to use both these palettes at once. So, yeah. Anyway. With my Morphe flat smudger, whatever the fuck this is called, from the Ice Slay collection, I'm going to just do the exact same thing on my bottom lid as I have done on my top. I'm going to go into this color right here that has no name. I look like a fisheye every time I do that, and every time I do it, I tell you guys that that's happening, and then I erase it when I'm editing. And then my Kaleidos pencil brush, the S5, into that warm tone brown in the green palette. Just blending that out, getting that line not so harsh. With my Moda Pro BMX 402, I'm going to go into that poopy brown. And then with my e.l.f. blending crease brush, I'm going to bring that around the inner corner, pack that color on there as good as you can with a blending brush, throw glitter all over my face. This is a little more stark than what I normally like, and it's probably a combination of things. As I've told you before, that Urban Decay Potion eyeshadow primer potion is very sticky, so sometimes colors that are darker or have more pigment don't once they're on there, they're on there. You got to get that shit blended out. I'm okay with it. I think the blend still looks really good. I'm going to put on my NYX glitter primer like I always do about this time. So how many people are scared of what's going on right now. I guess like I went through this moment the other day where I was like so filled with terror, just like watching all the shit that's on the interweb and watching everything about military movement. And this is my Kaleidos S4, by the way. And, you know, all the shit that's going on on Facebook about tanks being deployed and 100,000 people, military retirees being called back to active duty and just all this shit. And I just got so filled with terror that I literally had to take like major steps in getting a hold of myself. I'm going to use this color on the, well, we'll see where I'm going to use it. I'm not sure yet. So this is where we separate the men from the boys with palettes, right? With shimmers. Okay. I can live with that. And I'm just going to pull this forward. That's beautiful. Okay. I can live with that. So one of the things that occurred to me the other day after this, like I was like literally attacked, paralyzed with terror. Oh yeah. Now I'm going into this color right here. And I'm going to use that on the inner portion of my lid. And I'm going to drag it above this purple. I like this. These shimmers work really well. Now, my blend upstairs is kind of getting on my nerves. I'm going to use my Luxie 250 and I'm just going to kind of go over this and like use it to kind of power drag this blend up a little bit because I can't stand that stark line there. I don't want my eye to look like I have a black eye, but I don't want that stark line right there either. There we go. Okay, no more, or it'll get muddy. That's what happens when you use the wrong colors together. So anyway, you know, I haven't been doing meditation. I don't know about the rest of you. I see people on YouTube who are like doing all the things. Like I'm barely getting my dishes done, teetering back and forth between like total excitement and spiritual groundedness and like complete and sheer terror for my daughter's future. And so I just had to remember that, you know, meditation is really important for me. And so I started thinking about like how powerful it is to be able to go to my breathing. And my friend was talking about how Navy SEALs, they breathe in squares, which means you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and you breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, or you hold 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I just started thinking about how powerful it is to go to your breathing. And actually like, when you think of in terms of like defending yourself, like my breathing is a weapon. And so I just started thinking about that. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Burning Monk. He was this Buddhist protester in the 60s. I mean, I don't know a shit ton of the facts, but if you look up the Burning Monk, you'll find it. He's like famous. There's all those pictures of that Tibetan monk. He's like sitting there and he's burning. He's on fire. And he did that to protest because they were being accused of violence and that he was like showing them that they're not violent. And so he actually lit himself on fire, and his breathing was so powerful that he didn't make a single sound. His meditation was so strong that like he lit on fire and burned to death and didn't make a single noise, and not a single cry escaped his body. And so when I think about how powerful our breathing is, like how powerful that is, like he went so deep into his own meditation and into his breathing that his breathing defended him from all of that. And he transcended all pain and all fear in his meditation, in his breathing. And so like, I just have to remember that my breathing is a weapon, and like for me to utilize breathing to get through this. And so then the other thing that I was thinking about is that, you know, we're the artists. Like, we're the artists. Like, if you're watching this channel, you're an artist. Because, like, whether or not you like makeup or whether or not you just, like, to listen to my talk and like listen to conversations that are about like that are rooted in reality and spirituality. Like if you're watching this channel, you're an artist. And so what I was thinking is, in the worst case scenario, if the worst thing should ever happen, because as a recovering addict, I'm always fucking thinking about the worst case scenario. And I'm not the only one. Addicts aren't the only people who think of the worst case scenario. I'm going to use my Zoeva 230, and I'm going to go into this lightest color right here because it's actually the only color in either of these palettes that's light enough for inner corner highlight. Anyway, I was thinking, like, in the worst case scenario, in the event that the worst thing should possibly happen, we want the artists on this planet. We want this planet to be like filled with the artists, because people were made to create. And so like we want the creatives and the artists and the music lovers and the painters and the poets and the authors. Those are the people that we want on this planet. And so we need to keep our heads strong, sharp, right? And we do that by getting sound with ourselves and gaining power in our breathing. And I don't know what meditation looks like for everybody, but I do know that going to your breathing, the burning monk, he burned to the ground, and then they cremated his body, and his heart was still intact. Go look it up. You can Google it. His heart was still perfectly intact. And that's like so powerful to me, that like his heart was so powerful that nothing, two fires could not burn him down. And so like when I think about that, like we have to keep our hearts and our minds sharp right now. And so like for the artists out there, like keep your mind sharp, do the things that you need to do to be okay and be well through this, because we need you. We need to keep our minds sharp, and we do that through connection to ourselves and to our souls and to our higher power and to this planet and to each other. Connection, love, like love is how we rise above this, right? So yeah, woo, calm down. Yeah, I guess here's the bottom line. I don't necessarily love this. I don't like this green with this purple. So I'm going to fix it by using this purple. I'm going to fix it by using even more of a cool tone purple. I just think if I add that, it'll... I like that a lot more. Do I dare go back into that pukey green? Do I dare? Of course I do. So here's the thing about putting purple with, look at my lefty grip. I never do that with a pencil. I don't know why I do it with brushes ever, to tell you the truth, but... And then back in with my e.l.f. blending crease brush, and I'm just going to add a touch more yellow to blend out that outer edge of that green. I love that. I love that. I love it, love it, love it. You guys know. You guys know I love putting those colors together. So the truth is, I didn't even need to add this brown right here. I thought that it would transition it a little better, but the truth is that when you blend purple and green together, or purple and yellow together, it turns brown. So it will transition itself if you do that. So I love the way this looks. I'm actually gonna take my Zoeva 234 that I used, and I'm just gonna use this to kind of blend this together a little bit more, and then pull it. I'm gonna pull it forward, because actually what I always do is I don't go... There we go. I just don't ever go forward far enough. Yeah, I'm in love with this. I'm going to go back into that green that I have in the inner portion of my lid right here. What do you think? I'm gonna go choose a color for my waterline, put on some liquid lipstick, do my eyelashes, maybe perhaps do my other eyelid, and I'll be back when I'm finished. Hi guys, I'm back. So this is my look finished. I love it. I use my Mega Babe eye wigs from Bold Face Lashes, and I used my NYX Slide On Glide On All Day Long, blah, 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 in Golden Olive. And then I used the color Stepford in my Melt Cosmetics that I just got. It's just a bullet lipstick, but I got them all for $5. I'm super fucking stoked about them. So anyways, I think it looks really pretty. I think that it was a risk for me to use these two palettes together because, as I say, like on the color wheel, I know we haven't talked about color theory on here that much, but on the color wheel, these are opposing palettes. So for me to have even used them together is a fucking miracle. I'm not getting any creasing. All the colors look nice. I see everything. The shimmers are great. This was a $10 palette. Motherfuckers, get this. Like, if you're looking for an all green or an all purple palette, get it, because you can't beat it. Even at $20, these are still really good palettes. So, I mean, I'm going to play with them a little bit more. I might do a 3 looks 1 palette. If you guys are interested in seeing me do 3 looks with that palette and 3 looks with the green palette, let me know. The last thing I guess I wanted to say is that I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Wayne Dyer, but he wrote a book called The Power of Intention. And so, like, I guess, you know, with all the fear and everything that's going on, like, for me, I need to think about what can I be doing to contribute? And a lot of things have been going through my mind, like crazy things. Like, and I know I'm not the only person that's thinking crazy fucking things, because, like, I know I'm not the only person who's crazy. Like, what's that quote? It's no measurement of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. We all know something's going on. We all know that, like, things are changing. We all know that, like, motherfucker, this shit is coming to an abrupt fucking halt. But what we can do is we can do what's within our power. Like, I can't control them. I can't control you. There's nothing I can do about any of that. But what I can do is take it upon myself to do what's ever within my power to make this world more beautiful. And so when you're sitting there and you're, like, thinking about what's going on, like, start to think about, like, what if you were doing everything that you could to make this a more beautiful world, what would that beautiful world look like? What would it look like? What would a new world look like if it was on you to create a brand new thing, a brand new world, and, like, change and, like, do all these things that would make this world a better place? What would that look like? And then go create it. Okay, so blah, 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 all that shit. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little bell so you can be notified every time I upload. Like this video if you like the look, or if you like my fucking bullshit commentary. If you like my sparkling personality or my boyish charm. If you like the fact that I wore different earrings today because my daughter was like, Mom, what do you got going on with your ears? And I was like, mind your own business. Thank you so much for watching. Hang out with me in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want. I love you guys. You guys could have been anywhere, but you were spending your time here with me, and I know that that's valuable. Thank you so much for your love and attention. Let's create. Bye.